Hi everyone, Amanda Jane here, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to crochet this really simple washcloth. So this is a real beginner project, so I'm going to take it slowly and explain how to do it. It's a single row of single crochet followed by alternating single and half double crochet stitches on the following row, and then I've edged this with a couple of rounds of single crochet just to finish it off, and it's about 6 inches square, but you can make it any size you like. Start off with an odd number of stitches, so off we go. Now I'm going to do a small sample. I'm not going to do a whole one of these, but I'm going to do a matching face or eye pad for taking makeup off your eyes, which will coordinate with this particular washcloth. So a nice eye pad. So make a slip knot in the usual way. Let me just repeat that. Hold the yarn in your left hand securely, wrap it round your first 2 fingers, and then tuck a loop underneath and pull that loop through, and that will give you a slip knot. I'm using recycled yarn today from a Portuguese company, so I'm trying it out. It's not the softest cotton in the world, but I thought for a washcloth you needed a little bit of texture without it being rough. So I thought I'd give it a go, and I need to use this up. So we're going to start with our loop on our size 4mm hook. Now you can use any double knitting weight cotton yarn or cotton mix yarn you like. So let's do 17 stitches. 1, so yarn over, 2, yarn over, pull through, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that's our foundation chain, and with this yarn, because it's not the same thickness all the way through, you can see that actually some of the chain are slightly bigger than others, but I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to start off with our row of single crochet. So in the second chain from the hook, which is this one here, let me just show you a bit closer. So we've got the loop and 2 chain. So the second chain from the hook, I'm going to go into the top loop of the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. We need to remember that that's our last stitch. So if I tip it that way, that's going to be the last stitch. So I'm going to work across, insert the hook into the top loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. You keep working this very easy single crochet stitch all the way across. Now, single crochet in US terms, that's a double crochet in UK terms. I'm going to continue just to use US terms. So all I'm doing is inserting the hook into the top loop, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way across. And then we have a little count up and have a little look at the first row. Now we're going to have to be careful to keep our edges straight. So counting your stitches is useful when you're getting started with crochet. Keep your stitch count the same. There is quite a lot of counting in crochet. None of it is very difficult. So we're coming to the end of the row. We'll have a little count up to make sure that we have got, so we chained 17. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16, and then we've got this turning chain. So the first chain went up the side, so this is the last stitch we're going to work into when we come back. It will become clear. So we turn our work to the left like so, chain 1, and we're going to do a single crochet in this very first stitch. So right next to that chain 1, single crochet as before, but now we're going to do a half double crochet. To do that, yarn over, insert your hook into the whole of the stitch, so that's the top 2 strands, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 at once. Now in the next stitch, again we're going into this little hole here, so just here, capturing those top 2 strands, a single crochet. Yarn over, we're going to do a half double, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. A single in the next one, and then a half double in the next one. Just unravel a bit more yarn. Single and a half double. That's a half treble in the UK. Single, half double, single, half double, single, and a half double, single, and a half double. So turn your work slightly towards you and you'll be able to see that last stitch there. Half double, and then a chain, and turn your work. Now this row is really simple because we're going back to our row of single crochet. So remember, we're starting right in this very first stitch just here. So that's our turning chain. We're going to go into here, all the way across with a single crochet in every single stitch. Now I would keep your tension quite loose because you don't want your washcloth to be necessarily super firm. You want to have some drape on the fabric, and you'll get used to where you actually insert your hook very quickly. But remember, you're capturing both strands. So you're going in the top of the stitch, as we call it. You're not going in the front loop or the back loop, just the whole top of the stitch. Keeping that tension on the loose side, unless you crochet loosely normally. You could go up a hook size. So when I come to the end, I have to decide where I go. Now, what you're going to see is you're going to see this little loop just here. I'll point it out to you. Just here. You're coming in above that little loop, and that is your last stitch. Chain 1 and turn your work. Now we're going on to the single crochet, half double crochet row. So let's just complete one more row. Single, half double, 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 all the way across to the end. Now of course you can make this any size that you like. All you have to do is make sure that I would start off with an odd number of stitches, which gives you a single and a half double plus one for the turning chain. One for the turning chain, turn. Now we're back onto our single crochet row. So I'm just going to single crochet across here. All the way across. Now I'm going to be repeating this row, these two rows, the single crochet, that's a bit loose, the single crochet and the two stitch row, the single and the half double crochet, until I have a square. And to check out whether your work is square, you can either measure it or you can fold it corner to corner. When I finish this row, I'll show you. Now as long as it's a square or slightly longer than a square, then it's fine. Well, you can make it any shape you like, but you know, mostly washcloths are square or slightly longer. Okay, now I would have a little stitch count from time to time to make sure I'm not losing any stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That was fabulous because we started off with 17 and we used that first stitch in the chain as our turning chain. So that's great. So crochet one chain and turn our work. Right, so to check whether you've got a square, you go corner to corner. And I know that I made mine slightly longer than it was wide. So that's the bottom of my crochet. So it's pretty much square. It's square enough for me and I'm not worried. So while I drink the rest of my tea, I'm going to finish making our little iPad square, and then I'll show you how to do the border round the edge. So check in with me in a moment. So I've made my little cloth square. We can check that by folding the bottom edge up to the side. And I've ended on a second row, which is the single crochet half double crochet row. So it's slightly taller than it is wide. Now to finish off, I want to do a border of single crochet all the way round. So start by doing a chain one, and then we're going to single crochet all the way across like we did before. And the only thing is we have to cope with the corners. So let's just whiz across to the corner and I'll show you how to complete that. And I'll also show you how to place your stitches when going down the side. When going across the top and the bottom, we're just using the stitches that are already there. Very easy to find exactly where to place your hook. Right, so we've reached the corner. We're going to do 3 in the same corner. 1, 2, 3 single crochet in the corner, then turn your work around a little, and then we're going to do a single crochet in each gap. So effectively in each of the rows. So it's fairly straightforward where to place your hook. Just like so. I'm finding the next row and placing it in that first little gap. Using cotton yarn, it's easier to see the gaps. When you're using fluffier yarn such as acrylic or wool, it's quite tricky to see exactly where to place your hook. So we've reached this bottom corner, and once again we're going to do 3 in the corner. 1, second single crochet, third single crochet. Now a trick to save you having to darn in this starting end, we're going to crochet over the top of it. So we're going to go into the first stitch just here, whoops, lying the tail over the top of the stitch so that it's so by the time you've gone all the way along, you've effectively caught in that tail, and it saves you having to darn it in. So I'm just going into each of the stitches along the bottom. This just gives it a nice firm edge. Now, because this is recycled, I've got a straggly bit of yarn here, which I may well just trim off with a pair of scissors. A rogue piece of recycled yarn. I can get white flecks in this yarn. It's quite nice. I mean, it's quite firm. I think it'll soften up with washing. So I think washing it a few times before maybe using this on my face would be a good idea. The washcloth, of course, for a body is absolutely fine. It's quite exfoliating. Right, I've reached the corner. Probably at this stage, I'll just pull my tail tightly and trim that off like so. Not worry too much about it. I can trim it off if it still shows. Right, now I'm at the last stitch, so I'm going to do 3 single crochet in the corner. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to work my way up the side, all the way up the side, like I did before, going in every single row. So finding a hole. Don't worry about capturing quite a few strands. Doesn't matter. As long as you're consistent, it will look great. And of course, once it's washed, it'll even all the stitches up. If you're being pernickety, you could count all of these stitches, but I'm just literally working my way up to this final corner. So we've gone all the way around this mini sample face cloth, and we've reached the end here, so I'm going to do 2 single crochet for the corner. Now I'm going to slip stitch along 4 stitches, 3, 4, so no yarn over. Then I'm going to trim my yarn off, pull it through, take a tapestry needle. Now, for some unknown reason, I have chosen a tapestry needle with the smallest eye, which makes life quite difficult. Thread my needle, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go miss that next stitch out, go through the front of the following stitch, front to back, underneath both loops, and then I'm going to come underneath that last slip stitch to create a loop, and then I'm going to run my needle quite a long way in and out of all these stitches. Now this yarn is quite tough. I'll just pull it through, and I'm going to go in a different direction. So I'm going to go along here, up and down the stitches, because in crochet we find, and in knitting, that with use these tails become loose. So the more you can weave in your ends, take a little extra time, weave them in several directions, you will find that they don't come loose. Now I defy that to come loose. All I have to do now is to trim off these two ends. The end on my washcloth is already cut off, and there we have it, 2 matching washcloths, one small one for face or eyes and one large one for the body. And of course these are all machine washable, so they're absolutely fantastic. And we have a lovely surface, a nice pattern, which is really simple for beginners. So have a go at this and let me know how you get on. I think this is a very easy, lovely gift to give somebody. You can package that up, fold it up, and give that to a friend and look lovely with a ribbon around it. And there you have it, my beginner crochet washcloths. Thanks so much for watching. I'd love you to subscribe and press the bell and help spread the word. And I look forward to speaking to you very soon. Have a great day. Bye.